Okay, F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby. This is a book that everybody I've ever talked to has said that, oh, I've read that in high school, or read this at one point in their educational careers, so to speak, and I never read it. And so I decided, as part of my reading, I've been trying to read some of the classics, and this is one I decided. Story centers around a Jay Gatsby, who's this wealthy socialite who throws these extravagant parties, and he has this love for this woman, Daisy Buchanan. And it's all seen through the eyes of this character, Nick Carraway, who is Daisy Buchanan's cousin. And it basically centers around that period of time of the Roaring Twenties that I said already, and the different people and characters that Nick Carraway runs into, and he ends up having this curious fascination of Jay Gatsby, whom also wants to befriend him because of his connection to Daisy, and it goes on from there. And I don't want to ruin it. Those who haven't read it, I'd never read it up until now, and I just finished it, and I'll tell you, what an awesome book. And I have to say this is the first book I've read by F. Scott Fitzgerald, and the way he puts together sentences, descriptive sentences, is just amazing. I mean, and it's kind of, it's almost simple how he writes his sentences, yet it's complex at the same time. If that makes any sense, I probably now it's kind of a redundant sentence. I don't know. The sentences, when you look at them, they're like, wow, these are really great sentences. Yet they're not that intricate. It's like, oh, I could do that, but yet I never wrote a book like this, nor will I ever. And that's just I don't know. I'm fascinated by the way he writes. I'm probably going to read more stories of his, but an example of some of that fine writing I was talking about. Chapter 3 is kind of a really good version of it. There was music from my neighbor's house through the summer nights. In his blue gardens, men and girls came and went like moths among the whisperings and the champagne and the stars. At high tide in the afternoon, I watched his guests driving from the tower of his raft, or taking the sun on the hot sand of his beach, while his tower motor boats slit the waters of the Sound, drawing aquaplanes over cataracts of foam. On weekends, his Rolls-Royce became an omnibus, bearing parties to and from the city between 9 in the morning and long past midnight, while his station wagon scampered like a brisk yellow bug to meet all the trains. And on Mondays, 8 servants, including an extra gardener, toiled all day with mops and scrubbing brushes and hammers and garden shears, repairing the ravages of the night before. Every Friday, 5 crates of oranges and lemons arrived from the fruiterer in New York. Every Monday, these same oranges and lemons left his back door in a pyramid of pulpless halves. There was a machine in the kitchen which could extract the juice of 200 oranges in half an hour, if a little button was pressed 200 times by a butler's thumb. At least once a fortnight, a corps of caterers came down with several hundred feet of canvas and enough colored lights to make a Christmas tree of Gatsby's enormous garden. On buffet tables garnished with glistening hors d'oeuvres, spiced baked hams, crowded against salads of harlequin designs and pastry pigs and turkeys, bewitched to a dark gold. In the main hall, a bar with a real brass rail was set up, and stocked with gins and liquors, with cordials so long forgotten that most of the female guests were too young to know one from the other. By 7 o'clock, the orchestra has arrived. No thin 5-piece affair, but a whole pit full of oboes and trombones and saxophones and viols and cornets and piccolos and low and high drums. The last swimmers have come in from the beach now and are dressed upstairs. The cars from New York are parked 5 deep in the drive, And already the halls and salons and verandas are gaudy with primary colors and their hair shorn in strange new ways and shawls beyond the dreams of Castile. The bar is in full swing and floating rounds of cocktails permeate the garden outside until the air is alive with chatter and laughter and casual innuendo and introductions forgotten on the spot and enthusiastic meetings between women who never knew each other's names. I don't know, to me, that's just amazing writing, and I'm going to definitely check out some of his other books. This is my first one that I've read of his, and I don't know, this is one of my faves that I've read. I can chalk this up in my top 10 books of all time, to be honest with you. And that's saying a lot. I'm really impressed by this book. Anyway, that's it. Part of the 50 books.